Here is a long, emotional, plain paragraph story crafted for a YouTube storytelling video, with a strong hook, deep challenges, smooth packing, and an inspiring ending. Plus a viewer comment request and call to action for your channel. Be kind always. I can't afford a Barbie for your birthday, Maria whispered, her voice cracking as she knelt beside her daughter's bed. The words felt heavier than rent notices, heavier than the exhaustion in her bones after 14-hour shifts. Lily didn't cry. She didn't complain. She just smiled, the kind of smile that breaks a parent's heart, and said, "It's okay, Mama. Maybe next year." That was the moment Maria turned away so her 6-year-old wouldn't see the tears she could no longer stop. Maria Alvarez had learned how to survive quietly. Life had taught her that dreams were luxuries, and luxuries were for people who didn't count every dollar before sunrise. 3 years earlier, her husband had died in a construction accident, leaving her with grief, debt, and a child who still waited by the window some evenings, hoping her father would walk back in. Since then, Maria worked 2 jobs, mornings cleaning offices downtown, nights stocking shelves at a grocery store. Sleep was something she borrowed in small pieces. Hope was something she rationed carefully. Lily's birthday was 3 days away. Every night for weeks, Lily had talked about Barbie, not extravagantly, not greedily, just with the innocent excitement of a child who had seen a pink doll in a shop window and imagined entire worlds inside it. Maria had nodded along, smiling, promising nothing. She already knew the truth. After rent, electricity, school supplies, and groceries, she had $12 left for the week. On her way home from work one evening, Maria stopped outside a toy store. The lights inside glowed warm and inviting, like another universe. She pressed her forehead gently against the glass. There it was, a Barbie doll in a sparkly dress, smiling endlessly. Price tag, $29.99. Maria laughed softly, bitterly. That smile cost more than her groceries for 3 days. She turned to leave when a voice behind her said, "Excuse me, are you all right?" Maria startled and wiped her eyes quickly. Behind her stood a tall man in a dark coat, his hair slightly gray at the temples, his eyes kind but observant. He didn't look like someone who stood outside toy stores on cold evenings. "I'm fine," Maria said, forcing a polite smile. "Just tired." The man nodded, glancing at the window. "Is that for your child?" Maria hesitated. Something about his tone wasn't pitying, just human, honest. "Yes," she admitted, "but it's not going to happen." He studied her for a moment. "Birthdays?" "Yes, she's turning 6." He smiled faintly. "6 is important." Maria shrugged. "So is rent." The man chuckled softly, not mocking, understanding. "That it is." He reached into his pocket, pulled out a business card, and handed it to her. "My name is Daniel Reed." Maria barely glanced at it. She had learned not to trust strangers bearing kindness. "Thank you," she said, already stepping away. "Wait," Daniel said gently. "I'm not offering charity." That stopped her. "I'm the CEO of Reed & Co.," he continued calmly, as if saying he was a grocery clerk. "But tonight, I'm just a man who had a mother like you." Maria looked at him properly now. There was no arrogance in his posture, no performance, just quiet sincerity. "My mother raised me alone," Daniel said. "She once sold her wedding ring so I could have a bicycle for my birthday. I never forgot that." Maria swallowed. "I won't insult you by insisting," Daniel said. "But if you change your mind, my office sponsors a children's program. No paperwork, no strings, just dignity." Maria nodded slowly. "Thank you," she whispered, "truly." They parted ways. Maria didn't call. Pride and fear argued loudly in her chest all night. But the next morning, Lily asked softly, "Mama, do you think Barbie dreams feel different?" That was when Maria picked up the phone. The office was nothing like Maria imagined. No cold stares. No judgment. Daniel met her himself, crouching to Lily's level, asking about her favorite colors, her favorite stories, her dreams. Lily talked freely, unaware that her honesty was dismantling a grown man's carefully built walls. You're very brave, Daniel told her. My mama is braver, Lily said proudly. Daniel looked at Maria, his eyes unexpectedly wet. They didn't just give Lily a Barbie. They gave her a small birthday party, a cake, balloons, but more importantly, they offered Maria something she hadn't felt in years: relief. Not pity, respect. Yet the real challenge had just begun. A week later, Maria was called into Daniel's office again. This time, it wasn't about toys. I read your file, Daniel said. Your work history, your discipline, your grit. Maria stiffened. I don't want handouts. I know, Daniel replied. That's why I'm offering a job. Maria laughed nervously. Sir, I mop floors. And you do it with excellence, he said. But you also managed a household under impossible circumstances. That's leadership. The job wasn't glamorous, entry-level administrative work, but it paid more than both her jobs combined. It came with benefits, stability. Maria cried in the elevator. The transition wasn't easy. She doubted herself constantly, made mistakes, fought imposter syndrome every morning. There were nights she wanted to quit, convinced she didn't belong in a world of polished desks and confident voices. But Lily watched her with shining eyes. My mama works in an office, Lily told her teacher proudly. Months passed. Maria grew, learned, excelled. Daniel watched quietly, never interfering, never hovering. One day during a company meeting, he told his executives, resilience doesn't come from privilege, it comes from survival. Years later, Maria stood in her own office, now a department manager. Lily, taller and brighter, waited after school with homework and dreams of becoming a designer. On Lily's 12th birthday, Maria bought her a Barbie, not because she finally could, but because she wanted to remember where they started. That night, Maria tucked Lily into bed. Do you remember when I said I couldn't afford a Barbie? Lily smiled. I remember when you said you loved me more than any toy. Maria kissed her forehead. Always. Across town, Daniel placed a photo on his desk, a small girl holding a Barbie, a mother standing taller than she believed possible. He didn't see it as charity. He saw it as investment in humanity. Because sometimes the greatest returns don't show up on balance sheets. They show up in healed dignity, in second chances, in children who learn that kindness exists, even on cold nights outside toy store windows. If this story touched your heart, please share your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to know what moment moved you the most, or if you've ever experienced an act of kindness that changed your life. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our channel, Be Kind Always, where stories remind us that compassion still matters and kindness can change everything.